Our next inductee is Mr. Jerry Kindle.
A native of St. Paul, Minnesota, Jerry Kindle was the first person in NCAA history to win a baseball national championship as both a player and a coach. In addition to his 3 titles at the University of Arizona as a coach, Kindle played shortstop for the 1956 national champion University of Minnesota team. Signed by the Chicago Cubs in 1956, Kindle went on to play 8 seasons in the major leagues with the Cubs, Cleveland Indians, and Minnesota Twins. Following his professional career, Kindle went on to become the University of Arizona Wildcats head skipper from 1973 until 1996. He finished as Arizona's all-time leader in career wins with 860. A 3-time National American Baseball Coaches Association Coach of the Year, he guided the Wildcats to 3 national championships at the College World Series in 1976, 1980, and 1986. His Wildcat teams also produced an amazing 34 All-American players during his coaching tenure. A total of 209 players who played for Coach Kindle at Arizona went on to sign contracts to play professional baseball, including 32 major leaguers. Coach Kindle is a member of both the University of Minnesota and University of Arizona Hall of Fames, and was the recipient of the American Baseball Coaches Association's prestigious Lefty Gomez Award in 1999. Today, he is a member of the 2007 class of the National College Baseball Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I'm not quite sure how all this happened, but Mother would know. One of Mother's favorite hymns, and she ministered to her family. I'm the oldest of 3 boys, from a wheelchair. But I can remember Mom humming and singing the words from one of her favorite hymns. There shall be showers of blessing, this from the Father above. This is the Father's love and blessing to those that strive to obey and walk in the steps of Christ. So Mom would think this is a shower of blessing, and I believe it is. I have been blessed far beyond what I deserve in this lifetime of baseball. I've never done anything else, folks. I've been a player and a coach all my life. I've never had to go to work. Never had a real job. So, through all that, God has richly blessed me. I thank Him for a godly home, for Mother and Dad, teaching us scriptural principles by which to live. And those have guided me, an unworthy sinner, all these years. This is a high honor for me, and it really touches my heart deeply, because I'm inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame and linked in this class with my college coach, Dick Siebert, at the University of Minnesota, who taught me all my baseball. He and my dad taught me all my baseball. And then when I was, thank you for saying I retired from baseball. It's really not true. I was released by the Minnesota Twins in the spring training of 1966. And then I went on to be assistant basketball and assistant baseball coach at the University of Minnesota, my alma mater. And Dick taught me, and I honor him today in his memory, as you will, and represented by Dr. Richard Siebert, Jr. I honor his memory for being the disciplinarian he was, for being the organized coach that he was. He seldom went to a practice without a written practice plan, without well planned in advance. He never cut a player without giving him chapter and verse how he had done in practice and in inter-squad games. He had all of that as reasons for being the coach and reasons for making his decisions. He was highly organized. And I learned that from him. I'm not nearly as well organized as Dick Siebert, my mentor, but I tried to be. And I am so honored to be inducted into this class of the College Baseball Hall of Fame with my mentor, and whom I admired so much. Thank you, Dick. And then also to be inducted with the memory of and the achievements of Dr. Jim Brock. And Pat, thank you for those words. Jim and I strove against one another for many years at the University of Arizona versus Arizona State. Folks, it's like Texas Tech versus the Aggies or the Longhorns. And I learned some great baseball from Jim Brock. He was an outstanding coach. Now, we were a pain in the neck to one another on the field, but off the field, we became good friends. And I have great affection for Jim Brock and for his family, and I honor him today as well. You know, when I went to the University of Arizona in 1972, it was my first head coaching job, my only head coaching job, and I was scared stiff. I didn't know how I would manage this, because it was made very clear to me when the committee hired me from the University of Minnesota, where I was the assistant coach, and Dick Siebert helped me get this job at Arizona, but they made it very clear, we've been to we've been to Omaha plenty, 9 times, but we've never won. Now, when you take this job, we expect you to win at the College World Series, a national championship. Sure, I said, I can do that. You bet. Well, underneath it all, I was so insecure and so scared stiff that I was going to mess it up. But another shower of blessing rained upon me because I was surrounded by terrific people. And I had 2 great assistant coaches when I became head coach in 1972. I had Jim Wing, and I honor him today, my longtime associate and pitching coach and catching coach. And I had Mark Johnson on the staff at that time. Now, you recognize the name Mark Johnson. He's a longtime coach at Texas A&M for 21 years, outstanding coach. And I learned from those guys, and they supported me, and they advised me, and they helped me. And I learned to give them more and more responsibility. And I became a better head coach as a result. And after Mark Johnson went on to Mississippi State and then subsequently to Texas A&M, and now he's at Sam Houston State, got his team into the playoffs this year in his first year. After that came Jerry Stitt to replace him. And for the rest of the 18 years that I was head coach, Jerry was there by my side. And a host of outstanding players and outstanding men, gentlemen, respectful, industrious, good players, all Americans. Many of them went on to professional ball, and a host of them to the major leagues. Well, through all this, there have been many victories and honors, lots of defeats also. And through it all, God has provided me showers of blessing, because I've been surrounded with loving and faithful people, family and friends and associates. I don't know how I could ever have deserved such love. My late wife, Georgia, who died in 1987, and our 4 children, they were always there. After a tough loss, I'd get out to the car and I'd be whining and moaning, and there would be a note from one of the children left on the windshield. Hang in there, Dad. And dear Georgia, for 31 years, she loved and supported me and understood the demands of a college baseball coach, a professional player, first of all, and then a college coach. And then after a year of being alone, in 1998, God brought Diane Sargent into my life, a lovely widow. And I was blessed with yet another great shower of blessing. I've had 2 godly, beautiful, gifted wives. How can I deserve such a thing? I don't. Diane, would you please stand, dear? Well, folks, I'm embarrassed to be the one who receives such honor and recognition when I realize, and I want you to realize too, that these many others, family, friends, coaches, players, they deserve the recognition and applause. I just happen to be the one to receive it. And I thank them all very much and honor them, every last one. And I thank and honor the committee here in Lubbock, the Committee for the National College Baseball Foundation and the Hall of Fame, all of you. Never have we received such a warm welcome and such great organization and such great affection from you all. And here we are, another shower of blessing for me and for Diane. And thank you so much for this honor and for founding and sustaining and planning and accomplishing this great effort for the National College Baseball Hall of Fame. God bless you.